How's it going, slappers? Welcome to Djent Explained. Djent is a subgenre of progressive metal. It's also a style of guitar playing. It's also not a genre and not a style of guitar playing. It's the best. It's the worst. It's a passing fad and omnipresent in the heavy metal world. It loses relevancy and gains it back every year. Djent is highly divisive amongst metal fans. And even worse, nobody seems to know what even qualifies as djent. Today we explore the history of the style of music, which is totally accurate and well researched. To gain a better understanding of what in the actual fuck this genre is, welcome to Djent Explained. Djent started out when some Swedish dudes called Pour Some Sugar wanted to make thrash metal at a time signature that wasn't 4/4. They started slamming notes that repeated themselves but in new and different ways. They also really liked the sound of palm mutes and decided to keep that going for about 4 albums. Then somebody in the band had the bright idea of creating a riff that required 100% brain power and a membership to Planet Fitness in order for anybody to play it. That song? Wait and Bleed. That song didn't do so well, so nobody talks about it. At around this time, instead of using dinky little virgin 6-string guitars, they started using the Chad 7-string guitars. Then he said, wait, no, this isn't enough strings. We need like, I think one more string. And then they got on Loudwire and started rolling in that baby. After Meme Sugar became rich and famous, the masses saw this and shuffled into their local guitar center. They slapped their cold hard cash under the counter for instruments that could support bridge cables and went to work. Armed with their Axifexes and Line 6 Spider 2s, the foundation for djent began to be built. A swath of groups under the djent umbrella appeared all over the world. Most bands started on the World Wide Web and in World of Warcraft raid guilds. When they weren't busy role-playing with sweaty dudes posing as voluptuous dark elves, they were arranging unrealistic polyrhythms in Guitar Pro. Some projects began as solo endeavors, such as Michael Monsoon of Peripheral and Tungsten Habibi of Cannibals as Eaters, the latter also known as Scary Thumb Man. Like really, his thumb is at a 90-degree angle. What in God's name am I looking at? Sometime in the development of djent came the rise of an even smaller subgenre, fall. It all started when some more Swedish dudes named Fieldsgerald wondered what would happen if they took the genre and made a horror soundtrack out of it. I find myself a lot of people liked it, and then they never made music again. Then the internet did what it does best. Ruin it. Some random redneck named Gerald Dimes figured out if you repeat the same joke over and over again, you can generate boatloads of AdSense off of it. So he did, with the help of his Canadian redneck friend Stefan T. They dominated the search term and removed any reason for any sane human being to search it up. Mocking it for its inherent silliness, the masses ate it up, and that totally aged well later on. But was the species flinging justified? Kinda. Djent has the same problem that modern metalcore has been plagued with since the beginning of the 2010s. Quick oversaturation and not enough distinguishing characteristics separating a project from another, with few exceptions. It's like listening to a dubstep playlist. You know when the drop is coming, and besides a few notable tracks, you wouldn't be blamed for thinking that the songs were all made by one person. Tell me, how many times have you popped a djent track into your CD player that you totally still own in 2021, and the lo-fi ambient intro fades in with a single high-pass guitar pan to either the left or right channel? The drum player whips out a fill before the band jumps in, and you're met with anything from a chopped open note pattern or a palm-muted chugging section, while the other guitarist tremolos one note with 100% mixed reverb and the kick drum following the rhythm guitar. It can sound samey and unfortunately boring. But does this mean that we should all write off djent as a legitimate music genre? My take, not at all. When done correctly, djent can be a very unique and hype-building way to headbang. When songwriters find new ways to bend the rules of music, it can be extremely enjoyable to listen to, and there's been many examples of bands and solo artists doing just that. And when the tone hits just right, oh my god, the tone, oh my god, the tone. It really is unfortunate that this specific style have been subjected to a waterboard session from the internet and bands alike, but its influence can be felt in some reaches of the modern metal scene. A lot of metalcore bands downtuned from drop C to respectable drop A, and included more involved, bouncy rhythms. Band of That'll Suffice is a refugee site for some members of the criminally underrated project, the After Lozenge. Djent also catapulted several personalities to the trending tab of YouTube, whether it be by poking fun at the genre or by enriching it with godlike instrumentation. It paved the way for many interesting guitar techniques to be more commonly used and accepted, like tapping leads, natural harmonics, thumping, and others. Not only that, but Dimes himself brought a large amount of talented musicians to join together and create amazing collaborations, enlisting people regardless of notoriety. In a way, the jokes are overshadowed by the sheer amount of skill on show. It's actually really nice. But besides what the popular opinion of Djent is and its legitimacy, there's still one burning question that scientists have still, to this day, have not been able to answer and might not be answered for a very long time. What does Corey Taylor think about this? No, it's actually, does it? No!